So we are gonna work on making things better and more convincing, so people that watch the games don't have to suffer and.
Hey guys, this is Ashley Kang of Horizon Esports, and I'm joined by Wunder, the top laner of Team Heretics, after they do play their final game here at the LEC Winter regular season. Hey Wunder.
Hello.
Yeah, that was not the bestest of the games in the world. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think not only this game, but the entire week. I mean, we went 0-3, right?
Yeah,
And and I think most of our game, not even just losing, but just the way we lose and like how we play was pretty bad. So obviously not too happy with this week's performance. Happy with the fact that we qualified and we are on to the next stage and we can work on all of these things, and it doesn't actually matter for this week, but it will matter for the following weeks, and I hope we can work on the things and get better.
like I know that last week there was this huge narrative around Heretics bouncing back. Before that, Heretics was going through some bad scrims, but it looked like it was finally like getting on top of its performance on the stage. But what do you think happened coming into this week? Was it like just the team momentum or read on the meta, or what could it possibly been?
I mean, we definitely we changed some things up with in terms of the meta. So,
Mm,
um, well, the week 1 and 2 we played like besides the one Rise game, the first Rise game we had, we played like a little bit better, I think, and we drafted a little bit better in most of our wins. And this week we tried well a little bit of different things, especially around like bot lane, trading a lot of picks and all this stuff, and we're still working on it.
mm.
But I don't think it's entirely draft's fault that we are like playing bad or like we had a bad week. I think we just we just are good by any means, so we still have a long way to go. And yeah, I mean we did get wins, some wins because of draft, and some losses we got because of draft. Like it's always like a mix in the first regular split, right? That you get some free wins and you get some free losses. But I think definitely our play is not up to par yet.
I talked to Perks last week who said that in the very beginning, when the team first came together, you guys weren't even reading the same book or the same language, but it looked like the team was slowly coming together. What specifically, what do you think the team has run into coming into this week?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, it was kind of a meme actually that came from me in reviews where I said that I said like but like I was trying to explain how I thought about the game and how my view on the game was, and it came out as like by the book it should be like this, but we were all reading different books. That's like
Yeah.
kind of where the meme came from. I think
Oh.
we are more aligned um, on how to play the game right now. Like we see the game similarly. I do think. Well, in scrims we make like mistakes still, of course, like on a lot of things, right? But on stage it's like a lot more apparent. Like we do mess up on like really basic things really often on stage because of like I think stress and maybe something like that, or like maybe like poor performance individually, then like fall into like the macro aspect as well because you can't really see the game clearly. Maybe you're getting like uh maybe you're getting like too destroyed in lane or something, like I don't know, right? Like we if we are falling behind early game we definitely seem to have like a lot worse macro.
Every single member on this team has won LEC before. Hey, you guys been to like so many big stages. Like you guys won, like MSI. You guys been to so many different finals. Can you elaborate on like what kind of stress that the Heretics players might possibly be feeling when they step onto the stage? Because it's a surprise to me, to be honest.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily come from stepping onto the stage. It's not like stage nerves or anything, but we do happen to fall behind or like make individual misplays quite a lot, like getting caught or just like stuff like this that normally shouldn't happen. And then I think when that stuff starts happening, it kind of snowballs for the team and then leads into more bad decisions. So I think like our um, well, we are kind of like going on a bad momentum kind of thing, like negative momentum when things start going bad and we start like doing more and more mistakes. I think that's like more like the word stress is like maybe just bad momentum. Um, so I do think we like suffer a lot from that, and once we get to fix that, maybe it will become better.
Yeah, speaking of fixes, what are the specific things that Heretics going to work on going into the group stage? Like, and how do you fix those things? Is it by like communicating more, like going back to the drop priorities? Is it just like playing more solo queue even? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, of course, it's like a new patch coming into the group stage, so there's gonna be new picks and like a new meta, and that's like, of course, the first step, just figuring out the best meta, because, well, a lot of drafts and stuff, a lot of games can be decided on just having a better draft. So that's of course like our first step, but besides that, we just have to like put more focus in scrims, because I think scrims, uh, in the end, like there's a lot of things that don't translate from scrims. Like scrims are different to stage games, but there's also things that, well, if your scrims are cleaner, then generally you're gonna have better stage games, like on average. And I think our scrims are not as clean, and there's a lot of things we do in scrims that are bad that also then carry over to stage games. So we just have to like put more focus on performing in scrims, and there's not really anything else. Like there's no other fixes than that. Just be better, really.
Out of complete curiosity, why do you think that Heretics had like such a bad scrim rate to start with? Because when I look at the roster on paper, this is like a really, really decent, like, at least playoffs team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's. I mean, maybe it's like a little bit overplayed. I think we had like maybe like 40% win rate in scrims, so like 38 or something, 40%. It's like, so we would go like on average like 2-3. I think in scrims it's not like that bad, but we did. I mean, we do have like just. I think we are probably too greedy. I think that's most of the things, because we do
Ah,
actually get early leads in scrims, but then we are not like disciplined enough to keep them, and we throw them away a lot of times.
yeah.
Because of like, I mean, you can call it like limit testing, discipline, stuff like that, where we like get caught. But as I said, this also happens on stage, right? So it's like it's actually a problem that carries over, and it's something we need to fix. And I think when we fix that, we are gonna be better in scrims. But this is like our main issue right now, I think.
Do you think that Heretics will be able to fix it by group stage, by the best of fives? We're already halfway in.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. That's what we're gonna work our hardest for, is to fix our issues. Um, we obviously don't have like a lot of time. I think we don't might not even have a break. I believe. I think there's like 1 week until we play our next group stage games. So well, a week is enough to fix it. But if we get into like a bad streak of like scrim practice or something like that, it could go wrong. You know, it's time will tell. I think right now we are like good enough if we practice our meta and play like not really safe, but if we play like a little bit more disciplined and a little bit more like standard meta comps, I think we are good enough to win against most teams. But we definitely need to practice like, yeah, everything else basically to be able to play everything right in the end.
I heard you quit WoW. Is this true?
I mean, I definitely don't play like. I mean, I don't know. I don't really play like that many other games.
Oh, but Wadid was also
So
saying
yeah.
that I always see him online on Blizzard thing, so like, I think he's still playing WoW.
Hey, really? Oh yeah. I mean, I'm still on the client, right? I'm not actually on WoW. But it is like, Jesus.
Ah.
Okay, okay. I see. Okay, but it is like fucking, yeah. He's
Okay.
ratting me. He's ratting me out.
Yeah, you were just mentioning practice, so it's cool.
Okay. Mhm.
Brian is actually gonna kick me off really, really soon. Any final message to the fans as they do look forward to Heretics going into the group stage and playoffs, because many fans want you to go very, very far. There is still a lot of nostalgia behind the 2019, 2022, 2020 G2 roster.
Yeah, I mean, everyone who's a fan of, well, me personally or the team because of the G2 old G2 days, well, thank you for sticking around, and I hope we are gonna do you justice and give you fun games, at least exciting games. And well, for me personally, I want to win still, so hopefully we end up doing that for you guys as well. And yeah, I mean the Heretics fans in general. I mean, there's a lot of, especially Spanish fans, I guess, that are here, and yeah, I mean we made it to groups, but we didn't make it in a very convincing fashion. So we are gonna work on uh, making things better and more convincing, so people that watch the games don't have to suffer and while they cheer for us. Like yeah, hopefully we bring more clean games and a better performance.
Because even to this date, when I asked the LCK top laner, who do you think is the best top laner in Europe, they still say Wunder.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
left a
mean,
lot of impression.
yeah, I mean, I would like to believe that that I can be, well, the best in Europe, and I don't think I'm like far from being the best in Europe, like as an individual top laner. Um, I think I can easily be the best. That's like my goal this year as well, is to at least be the best in Europe, right, and win trophies and make it to international again. Um, and I still think I have it in me, but of course, like we need to all work on it together, and we need to get better. It's a team game, right? I need to get good at like leading the team and also being able to yeah, call for them and making sure everything fits together. So that's my goal at least.
In the end, League is a team game, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'm not blaming my team, but it is a team game, and we need to be on the same page and get things working together. So
Be on the same book, read out the same book. Wanda,
yeah.
thank you so much for the interview. I will definitely pass on to Wadir that was the false alarm, you being online on the Blizzard client, and hopefully I'll
He's
see
getting
you.
deleted real quick.
And I'll hopefully see you at MSI and Worlds.
Yeah. Yeah.
See you. Bye.
Bye.